What up, YouTube? First and foremost, I'm gonna acknowledge the quality of this video. Not that my videos are that much quality, but I'm gonna acknowledge that the fact that it's basically taken a downturn since I'm doing this late in the day. As I've mentioned in the previous videos, the construction around my house that they're doing outside has become very loud and it's too much, and sometimes I have to do little funny cuts. But honestly speaking, it's gone to a whole new level, and now I've been forced to do this reaction late in the night, and I don't have like studio lighting like all the other reactors. I use mostly natural lighting and editing. So yeah, I'll try my best throughout this. But what up, YouTube? My name is Riz Ill, and today we're gonna be doing another Louis C.K. reaction. We're gonna be doing a stand-up comedy reaction. I was planning to do a stand-up comedy reaction today, but I think I got influenced to see Louis C.K. honestly from, I think 2 days ago I watched American Hustle and he was there. I watched American Hustle for the first time. You know that Bradley Cooper, Christian Bale movie, Amy Adams, if that's her name, Jennifer Lawrence, yeah, and he was there. So I was like, oh shit. I think that's why I've reached at it a little bit, and sort of like that scene in Focus, right, with Will Smith and Margot Robbie, that movie Focus, where like with that diplomat when they're conning him, when they're gambling with each other on like a sports bet, and then they want him to pick a certain number to bet on for them to con him and win all the money. But they've been setting him up all this time because like maybe is it days before, hours before, they like first like the prostitute that he was doggy styling in his room, she had like the tattoo on her back, that number that they want him to pick. And like when he stepped outside his hotel, that number was over there somehow. Even in his peripheral view, he'd see that number. When the taxis that were around him, that number would be there. So they basically uh, reprogrammed his mind to set him up, to trick him out of his money, and he didn't even know it. Surprising human nature and the human mind. But yeah, I feel like American Hustle has done that to me, and that's why I'm here watching this Louis C.K. So without further ado, this one is titled If Murder Was Legal. Let's get to it.
A lot of it is context. There's a lot of things I wonder if the world was different. Like if murder was legal, I might have killed a few people. I don't know. I'd love to think, oh, I would never do that. But we really need the law against murder. For one simple reason. The law against murder is the number one thing preventing murder. We'd like to think it's because like, oh, I would never do that. No, it's because it really sucks getting caught murdering. A lot. If murder was legal, or just a misdemeanor, like you get a thing in the mail, oh shit, they had a camera there. Oh. If murder was legal, there would be so much murder. Regular people would murder. Murderers would murder even more. And then really nice, sweet people would murder a few people. But
I think he's kind of right, guys. I'm sorry if stopping it has ruined the vibe. But it's, you know what I'm comparing it in my head to, and I won't admit to whatever he's saying, no, because you never know in the future, they're probably gonna come for me in terms of other shit that I've said on the internet. So I'm trying to lessen it. Um, but what you call it's sort of like I'm putting in my head, it's like growing up like in your adolescence. I don't know for women, but for us guys, not all guys, but like for me in general and all the guys that I've grown up with, one of the biggest things like growing up was fighting. And if I think about me, I've always had that fight in me, but a lot of the times when I've backed down from a fight, because I've never usually backed down from a fight, even growing up, even if someone was bigger than me or people told me, oh, this person's gonna beat you up. I think one of the reasons I've backed down like a few times was because of the repercussions after, just like what he's saying. It's usually the repercussions that stop you from doing some of these things. Because even especially the neighborhood I grew up in, I don't know about you guys, but if you beat up one person, you usually have to worry about if they have siblings and whether they go to their siblings, even if it was a fair fight. Like they go to their siblings and say, this person 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the brother shows up. Sometimes the cousin shows up. Sometimes the father and the uncle show up. Like I literally lived in a neighborhood where there were people who weren't embarrassed or whatever to go and like bully and pick on a child after a fair fight that even their child got into in the first place. They have no shame. No, this is our kid and we don't know you and we don't care if you're a child. We're just gonna pick on you or we're gonna beat you up. So that was usually the repercussions that you usually had to watch out for. It's sort of why, like me, when I have a kid and whenever, even if my child says they're being bullied or whatever, I'm gonna like go to that kid and their parents and whatever and say, you know what, they're just gonna fight. They're just gonna fight it out and we're gonna be there. And I'm gonna be for my kid what my parents couldn't be for me or weren't for me. My parents would never condone that shit. My father was such a pussy. Uh, no offense to my father. I'm sorry, Dad. But yeah, he kind of was. Uh, but yeah, guys, I'm sorry to ramble on, but yeah, I'm gonna be that for my kid. I'm gonna be that backup of like, if you get into a fight, no one's gonna beat you up after. No one's gonna come after you after. As long as it's a fair fight, it's a fair fight. Win or lose, you guys are gonna fight fair, and you're gonna learn how to be men. And this is where it starts when you're boys. So fuck that shit. Fuck those adults that pick on little kids. Just hey, I hate the motherfuckers. But yeah, dude, a lot of these things is mostly because of repercussions that we're afraid of. Even if we're afraid of something, we usually do it. But it's mostly the repercussions, the after. Yeah.
But nobody would murder no people. You wouldn't trust somebody who didn't murder. If murder was legal, you wouldn't like them. I never killed anybody. Okay, nice meeting you. Ugh. What a creep. I mean, not even a hooker. Live a life. What's wrong with that guy? He's like a Mormon or some shit. I hate those guys. I think he's nice. Shut up, Janet. It would just... If murder was legal, there would be a lot of murder. Children would behave very differently. Because mostly parents would be murdering their own kids. That's mostly what would happen if murder was legal. You'd be, you go to a mall and be like 8 different moms in the mall just, I told you to stop it! You didn't listen to me! You'd be stepping over dead kids. It'd be like a new problem. You have to clean up your kids when you kill them, because it's gross. It's bad for the environment. If you murder your child in a public place, please use one of the red bags that are in the dispensers every 3 feet of America. Put your murdered child in the red bag with a logo of a murdered kid on it.
I'm sorry to stop that, but I just don't believe that many parents would murder their kids. I mean, I know we human beings are, we probably, on the food chain, we definitely the greatest murderers in the history of like bro, we can, like, I don't even, like, people talk about the dinosaurs and all these different dangerous things, but honestly, I don't think any species that have walked this earth besides maybe aliens or God or whatever you guys believe in. I know what I believe in. Whatever you guys, I don't think anyone has held the button over literal like life and death in a cataclysmic fashion. Like, we could set the atmosphere on fire with nukes more than us. Despite like us being that good at killing to the point where we have to make laws to regulate how we kill and regulate the way we kill, and like honestly damn near our innate lust for killing, whether it's for pleasure or whether it's for survival. I just think we are a little bit more compassionate with our children than animals, because animals like bears, where like the mother bear has to protect their cubs from they never raise their cubs around the father, because the father usually kills the children. It's not like lions, where the father mostly like maybe fights or kills its sons over the right to fuck the wife or the wives and the daughters, like And like the animals, bro, I don't like animals will fuck their wife, or not even wife, sorry, their mates, and they will fuck the mates that gave birth to their child. They fuck that child too, and there will be no repercussions. But with the young lions, it's usually like, I don't really know, someone like correct me, but I've seen it's usually like a thing of like, you have to move out of the pride, or we like, I'll kill you. But like bears are like they're more indiscriminate. They're like, I don't care if you're a boy or a girl, equal rights, equal fights. I'll kill all of you. And the mother usually like raises them away from their father, So, but us human beings now, we have, in by my belief, as per my belief, we have God in us, and God is love. So, because God is love, and God made us in His own image, and we are of Him, we don't kill our kids indiscriminately unless uh, unless you get those, like, those sickos, those serial killer motherfuckers and all that shit.
Next to the other logo that tells you not to let your alive kid play with a plastic bag because they might suffocate. In which case, you could just leave them in the bag. That is a whole bunch of horrible thoughts right in a row.
Yeah.
Right in a row.
Yeah.
That is a compressed area of bad thought.
That was interesting, guys. I don't think that was more of like a laughing thing. It's more of like what you call. It's more of like when you have these thoughts that are not like you having like dark thoughts. Yeah, we have dark thoughts, but not like specifically like you're focusing on dark thoughts. But when you have this thoughts that seem sort of morbid and bad, but it's like when you break out down its different aspects, and it's actually interesting, and it can be funny. I think that's what this part of whatever set this was, in terms of what he was speaking about. But yeah, guys, like, if murder, yeah, in terms of this topic, if murder was legal, thank God it isn't. Thank God we've developed laws for this stuff, especially like as per like our religious books, etc., etc. The teachings of different figures, whether you want to say Jesus Christ, whether you want to go Muhammad, Buddha, whether you want to go, okay. Okay, you know what? Let me not go into that bag. Whether you want to go Gandhi, figures like that, in terms of their influence, I think it's a good thing, because honestly, as I've said, we are the greatest. Like, I don't understand even like activists, like even animal activists that talk about like protect this like crocodile, or protect this lion, or protect this black widow. I'm not saying we should like kill them to extinction, but they act like even like scratching them or grazing them or whatever. Oh my God, we such monsters and stuff. And like, basically what I'm trying to, like, when I've thought about that stuff, and I've thought about like our basic position on this planet, I look at some of these people who have these sort of views. Like, you obviously don't know how we've got here. You obviously don't know why you're so comfortable to sit in a place with all your comfortable clothes and like your sweatpants or your yoga pants that girls use nowadays or whatever, and discuss your emotions and your feelings and like all these different things, and have the space to make different like technological feats of engineering, and not have to worry about like survival to the death and all of that. We didn't just get here by accident by having all that little compassions or whatever that you're talking about. We got here by killing a lot. Like, like we fucked up like a bunch of other species, some of them to extinction, through various means, and then we got to killing each other until, as we went on, sort of like the Spartans, the strongest. Hey, bro, let me not even go there. Basically, like, we killed a lot until we got to a position where we were so strong and so powerful. We've gotten comfortable on this earth to have these type of thoughts. Is what I'm trying to say. You know, it's like, guys, I don't think like even animals, if they were in our position, would be as compassionate, unless, as per my theory, if you want to consider it that, unless they had God in them, and then like, they had that genuine love. Because if I even think about the love of like animals, my favorite animal for pets is like a dog. I love dogs. But if I even think if we reverse the position, would they be as compassionate as we are? Because we damn near like to the levels of take them into our families and treat them as human beings. Would they do the same with us? Like you, I sort of have these debates in my head, in my head, guys, not heads, in my head, guys. Like really, would they be as compassionate if they didn't know we were so good at killing? You know? Because I think animals by now have that innate thing of like, can kill one human, it might be an accident, but if we kill a bunch of humans, like we're not gonna, we basically dead animals walking. Like humans kill us in general, even when we just standing still and doing nothing. Humans are the freaking harbingers of death. And they work together way better than we work together. Like even with their racism, their whatever it is, they work together way better than we work together. They don't have to be the strongest, the whatever, but they are the most smart, are the most savage, and like yeah. So murder is basically how we got respect on this earth, guys. So that's what I'm trying to say, guys, as I'm rambling over here. Like for real, like if you sit right now and think about it. Like you watching me on YouTube, would you be as comfortable right now if your ancestors didn't get busy, not that get busy, but like if they didn't like get down to business in terms of like doing more than surviving, but dominating in such a fashion that a freaking lion can be your bitch nowadays. You know, it's dangerous, but a lion, you can make a lion jump through a hoop. Where you see a lion making other animals jump through hoops, even the animals that it wants to like eat and stuff that it dominates, you don't see that shit. We so good at killing things that dangerous things do what the fuck we say. So basically I'm saying be grateful for murder. But that's been me. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the post notifications. Please don't let this come back to bite me. I see mosquitoes are coming in now, sons of bitches. And you guys take care. Alright, cheers.
Yeah, moving down the Ave. City never backed me, but it's hopping on my back. Looking for the one, I'm it, nigga tag. Balls on the run up, nothing harder than a come up. Trouble that I drum up, flip the duffel bag.